Hi, it's Flo. Here with a November update. Last month dragged me and a lot of you guys, but I'm grateful. Thanks, Spirit. October was really about connection, was about bonding, was about connectivity, and really just using the resources around you and learning the difference between resources and people, and where those two ideas commingle. So, couple cute updates that are happening in November. The 8th, Jupiter enters Sagittarius, bitch, and it's gonna be fucking lit, so be ready for that. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, of brightness, of growth, and really the planet that teaches us we can be anything we want. And Sagittarius basically embodies that because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So what this means for pretty much everyone in the collective is that now is the time to expand. Now is the time to do everything that you feel needs to be done to be where you want to be, and know that you can do that, and just have faith in that and have hope in that, and know that those opportunities are coming. Last year, Jupiter makes transits every 13 months. Jupiter was in Scorpio, which is why there were so many things happening in terms of people coming out with, you know, their sexualities, people being put on blast about their sexual misconduct, people really taking things that were in the depths of our subconscious, things that we don't really want to talk about, and putting them to light and saying, does this reflect who you are? Does this reflect your decisions? So that was Jupiter in Scorpio. Scorpio is all about the underworld. Death is ruled by Pluto and Mars, which are very, very different energies from Jupiter. So expect a lot of lightness, expect a lot of treats. This whole year has been really, really intense astrologically, especially the summer, and then the months after weren't too much of a break. So, a little precursor. And yeah, let's open up this circle. Open up this circle! Sorry, I had a post-hardcore phase when I was a teenager. Heavenly Creator, highest of the high, the one and all in one. I thank you for allowing me to be here and present. I thank you for allowing me to be here with my guides of the highest good. I ask that should there be any lower energies or entities in my house, in my home, in my space, in my mind, in my spirit, they be cleared away now by Archangel Michael for the highest good. I ask that my guides of the highest good be here and present with me as you always are. Allow me to hear, know, see, show anything that needs to be known for the collective's betterment, for our growth in November. Show me all that needs to be seen, all that needs to be expressed. And allow any adverse energies, any fears, any negative hopes or negative ideas that we may have of what's to come this month be dissipated and transmuted into growth, into awareness, into instruction for the highest good. And so it is. Che. You know it's real and people have some childhood demons when, as I'm like casting away any negativity, there's a baby crying on the other side of my building. But that baby ain't crying no more. We lit. Okay, so let's see what's going on for the first week of November. So that means my deck is upside down. Are these cards as they should be though? Yes, okay. Okay. This isn't meant to be like that. Alright, so as for the first week, it seems like there's a lot of energy still kind of being pulled in from October, where a couple more loose ends have to be tied and recognized before we can get into the gifts that come later in the week, right? So the first two cards are the Ace of Swords reversed and the World reversed, right? So the Ace of Swords is a card that really heralds in communication, gifts of communication, gifts of intelligence, gifts that are exchanged when we communicate healthily. I would say those of you that did not have the best time at utilizing your resources or found yourselves in a lot of issues in community will be finding that those issues are going to come to a head, and they will have kind of like a final resolution or like a level, like an ending level to that. So this can manifest as a lot of people just deciding they don't want to work together, a lot of people kind of squashing beef, a lot of people deciding what they're really trying to say, deciding what they're really trying to do, and I'm feeling this vibrate really hard, and what messages they want to relay with the work that they're doing, and the messages we want to relay with the people that we spend the most time with, people in our relationships, people that are close to us. So this can also manifest in some people feeling like they're losing out on big parts of a movement is what I'm seeing. People that are going to feel like they're not doing enough just because there's a lot of performative actions around them, or feeling like they're missing out on their blessings. What I'm feeling is that that's not necessarily it. It's just they're falling back from that level. So what I notice for myself is that when a lot is happening astrologically, or just a lot is happening in my life, even if I don't get that lesson, there's always going to be another lesson, because it's not like the universe is going to give up on me and be like, bitch, you're not getting it, that's it. You know, that's never how it is. So even in cases where we feel like, you know, we really fucked up, there's always going to be another lesson, but that doesn't mean that the next lesson isn't going to be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more adamant about us kind of getting through shit, right? So this is where we come to the world. The world is all about lessons. It's all about a culmination of lessons when it's upright. But when it's upside down, it's kind of like, okay, all of this happened for what? Did you get the point? Are you still learning it? Are there bits and pieces that you're learning? Can you be more clear about what you need? So this is really a good time to get clear with the universe about what the fuck you need, what the fuck you feel like you're missing out on, and what's really going on that you keep repeating the same issues with people. So what's interesting about this period right now is that Scorpio or Venus just left Scorpio to go into Libra. Libra is where Venus is most comfortable. So this is kind of where we're going to question the gentleness of this, but also questioning how much we need to be gentle with ourselves and how much we need to be more strict with ourselves. How that balance interplays and what it'll look like when we actually do understand those lessons. So this is something that you can definitely do individually. This is something that you can kind of write out and just ask yourself, where have I failed? Where have I had to repeat certain lessons? The next card is Five of Wands. So again, the reiteration of a theme of challenging energies, opposing energies. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everybody's fighting for resources. What I've personally had to learn is the gag is there's literally nothing to be fighting over. I've kind of always had this idea that there's enough of everything for everyone, but sometimes we can get into these thought patterns where we're fighting against each other. There's not enough of whatever the fuck. That's a damn lie. That's a fucking lie. So I feel like really all of this is pointing towards the idea that we all feel like we have to fight each other. And this is definitely something that comes up a lot when there's a really heavy Scorpio influence. Because Scorpio can herald a lot of suspicious energy, a lot of that underworld vibe, that feeling of the feeling of fear not allowing us to experience things fully, right? So really challenge yourself with having a more bright and large idea of what you can have. This is something that I kind of wrote about recently, but not giving into the idea that everyone is against you, but also recognizing when people are against you and detaching from that so you can more properly dive into energies that are for you, with people who do want to be with you. And kind of just using your body, using your intellect, like your intuitive intelligence, to tell you the difference. So again, you know, a lot of people have been dealing with a lot of issues in community, spending more time with the people that do nurture you, spending more time with the people that do revive you. And just reminding yourself there is enough of everything for everyone, but that doesn't mean you don't have to kind of use more of that energy of everything with the people that mean everything to you, if that makes sense. So what that can end in is Queen of Pentacles. So for this week, I would feel like the culminating card is Queen of Pentacles. This is feeling like it holds more of an energy in terms of politics, in terms of the bigger picture of the country, but also kind of how we look at the inner feminine in a way. So in terms of politics, this feels kind of like there's going to be a lot of disappointment, and kind of just feeling like a lot of efforts, and I'm feeling this vibrate really hard in the heart, a lot of efforts to create something new and something bigger that does honor the feminine energy, that does honor kind of respecting the collective of feminine energy, is going to fail. I'm seeing the word primary. But it also feels like it's going to come in terms of alliances. So not necessarily about all the folks that were just voted in, as much as what's going on with those politicians and folks outside of the country. So again, this does feel like kind of a letdown, but I feel like what's always important is to remember that us as normal folks are the collective. So even if this card does come at the bottom, remembering that our politics are usually a result of the collective consciousness in any area. So obviously there are a lot of people in this country that don't know anything about healing themselves, don't know anything about what it really means to be in control of their own energy or in control of their exchanges with other people, or how they treat other people, how they treat themselves in relation to that. So as our subconscious collective, it comes into a walloping Donald Trump. I feel a little insulted at myself for saying that, but it's kind of true. But that doesn't mean that these things can't change. That doesn't mean that this reversal can't happen, right? So because I am a positive bitch and I know we gonna be okay, I'm gonna reverse this, right? So boom, that's week 1. Week 2. I have this one, like these 2 or 3 cards from the Miss Cleo deck that are always coming up in my herbal tarot, and it's so cute because these decks love each other. So week 2 of November, that's like, yeah, full week, so it's around like the 12th. Okay. Yep, so the first card that comes up here is the Page of Coins, which is very hopeful because the last card that we picked for last week is the Queen of Pentacles. These are in the same suite. But the Page is like pretty much the youngest in the court cards of the tarot. So it's kind of like with the Queen reverse, that maternal nurturing energy